All right, welcome back to the CYA Sideline Podcast. I'm joined by Mark and Scott. We're here to kind of wrap up the CFP, talk a little playoff NFL football, and we may or may not have a little. Did Scotty make that up?
Oh, yeah, we will.
So let's start off with a recap of the CFP championship. I think we got to see Indiana go wire to wire. It's kind of cool. Somebody go 16-0, first time since Yale in 1894. We saw that stat. Pretty difficult in today's day and age to win 16 games and not get beat. Any surprises that you saw in the game? Anything that stood out to you?
First of all, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good game. I don't know about you guys. I know Mark might have taken a little nap during the middle of it.
Rest.
All right.
Rest in my
Fourth quarter when it was close.
Props to Indiana because Mendoza actually did not have his best game. Miami did a good job. I don't know what the right word is. They didn't contain him, but they put a lot of pass rush on him.
Mm-hmm.
I think forced Indiana to go to the run at times, and they called the run on that fourth down. They called the quarterback draw a little bit different than what they've done. And man, and I'll give something. Indiana's receivers are good.
Yeah,
they catch the ball minus one or two times, but they catch the ball. So props to them. It was a good game.
I've been saying all year, anybody who watches this show, which I know we've got thousands of people across the country that watch the show, I've been saying all year, watch out for Indiana. They could win this thing. And they all came to fruition last night. You guys should have been listening the whole time. You know what's funny is that think of all the money people would have made if they had followed my advice. Don't ever take Indiana. And if they had taken them, just go the opposite direction of me. They made out.
they're probably thanking you right now. They might owe some gifts.
And even I would have lost last night too because, well, I did. You guys lost because you took Miami in the points.
That's
we won. You won. I would have lost because I took. Remember, I took Indiana.
Yeah.
So, and that brings me to a question for you because we were. I mean, I hate to switch over. I'm going to jump out of our Indiana talk right away because we're talking about gambling now, which I don't do a whole lot of gambling, but I did bet on the Broncos. And you bet on the Patriots because for people watching this show know that I'm a Broncos fan. He's a Patriots fan. And now that the Broncos don't have Bo Nix, I had said, doesn't matter. I think that the Patriots are slack anyway. I'm pretty sure the Broncos will take them down. Probably not much of a game. And he asked me if I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. And I said, well,
you got a little nervous, Scott.
I got a little nervous.
Big game.
I'll talk. I'm right, put my money where my mouth is.
So we going double or nothing?
So right now I own $32 for various, golf
escapades and whatnot. I buy his yogurt the other day.
Oh, yeah. He bought my yogurt and I lost a few bucks in golf. So I'm down about $32 and I'm willing to take the double or nothing straight up on the victor.
Straight up.
Oh,
camera.
God.
There it is. Go Patriots.
You don't want those points?
Oh boy. All right.
Double or nothing. There we go. I mean, it's a pretty easy bet for me to make because I'm pretty sure the Patriots don't have a chance.
Wow.
And I'll bet everybody that's watching is going to confirm that for me because the Broncos are just a better team. Even without Bo Nix, they're a better. This could be the Stidham coming out like Tom Brady.
Foles. You like Nick Foles, Tom Brady-esque coming out?
It's going to be like Nick Foles. All of a sudden, this guy, he's going to win this game. The Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. And then this guy is going to get paid like $20 million. It's going to be like Purdy. All of a sudden, who is this guy? And he's getting paid, $800 million to play football. Yeah, that's
pretty confident. Mark naps a lot during football,
and it can all talk
a lot about football.
24-3 the Patriots, but that's why they play the game.
That's why they play the game.
Who wins it, Scotty? In your mind?
I can't see them winning without Bo Nix. I think the Patriots
winning with Bo Nix.
True. I thought it'd been a good game with Bo Nix and without Bo Nix, but. Maybe it lights some type of fire. I don't know, but I mean, I think that the Patriots are going to win that game.
Start pulling on that thread. It's going to light a fire.
They can't. I know Mark's theory is there's not a lot of tape. People are saying and not a lot of tape on Stidham. The Patriots had him. They know what Stidham brings to the table.
That's the other Patriots, not these Patriots.
I think the only way the Broncos stay in this game, and I guess it could happen, is they have like a 3-0 turnover margin difference. Maybe a fumble and 2 picks or something like that to kind of even up the balance. Bo Nix not being in there, then we'd have a game. And fortunately it's in Denver for Denver.
I think that helps, right? That crowd, the altitude, all of that helps Denver. But I just think it's too much to not have Bo Nix. I think it would have been a good game. The spread says it was probably a 2.5 point game. Denver's favored 2.5, 3. and now it's like 5.5, 6 because Bo Nix isn't playing. So,
Makes sense.
Did you see that little teary-eyed Josh Allen at the end of the game last week? Get ready, because it wouldn't surprise me if it's Drake May.
and that's because Drake May, you won't see tears from him because he's a man. He's not crying.
No.
No.
God, I hope no Bills fans are watching this. But you know what? That crybaby stuff, please. We've got to put that on national TV.
Josh Allen got his coach fired
You
because
think he did?
he couldn't perform.
Well, that last pass, that was no good. But you think they fired the coach over that one game? I wonder. There could be more.
He hasn't done so well in the playoffs. They've made it, and they just probably haven't.
My
let
question
that
is,
stick in the
since we're on it, how does a guy get promoted that hasn't drafted crap for Josh Allen? You've got a $150-200 million superstar quarterback, and your best receiver that you drafted is Keon Coleman, who your coach has had to kick out of games.
I agree. I think that's the major thing is the talent around Josh.
And the Bean guy got promoted.
Yeah.
Now he's the president of football operations and general manager. So the guy that's responsible for putting talent around Josh Allen got a promotion, and the coach that's coaching the players that this guy puts there gets fired.
Yeah, go figure. I mean, if McDermott was available, I think he is available. He's gonna go
He's gonna
quickly.
get a job.
Quick.
Well, I think the thing to go back to it, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Scotty.
No.
But do you think there's any regret in Harbaugh and Stefanski not knowing the chance to work with Josh Allen?
I think there might be some, but we'll never know because they'll never admit it.
Well, they
They'll
can't,
never
right?
admit it.
But-
I want to go back to the Josh Allen thing because I've had this discussion with some folks about this. And some people are kind of like down on Josh Allen. And like you said in the game, he might not have had his best game there, but that team, in my opinion, is Josh Allen.
Mhm.
And Josh Allen. If the Bills didn't have Josh Allen, what do you think they would have gone this year? How many wins?
6.
I said 4.
6 is at most. I
Yeah.
think I'm being
I
generous.
mean, he carries that team.
They have
on his
no.
back.
I mean, they have a running back, so that's where
James
they had the
Cook, yeah.
leading rusher. But that's an advantage when you have a guy like Josh Allen throwing the football.
Oh, because you think he
Right.
could have run too, so you can't just focus on Cook. I love Cook, Georgia boy.
Who's
Don't
their
get
backup? Even Mitch Trubisky is
No
he-
Johnson. Josh Allen's
yeah,
backup.
yeah. Who is it? Mitch Trubisky.
It is.
I think so.
Trubisky.
So
Okay. Yeah.
who hasn't been able to keep a job?
So it comes down to, again, Josh Allen, and I hope if he's watching, I hope I didn't mean to say crybaby on about you, because if he was
We did.
available, no, I love Josh Allen as a player, man. I mean, he's every coach's dream, I think, because that
Yeah.
guy gives
He plays
every
hard.
ounce of energy he's got, which
He
is
does play hard, and he's a good team guy.
Yeah.
I just don't think they've put anything around him.
no, I agree. Well, they're running back strong,
James Cook, but
and they got Ray Davis, old UK.
you stack the box now because then you limit what Cooks and Allen can do in the run game. Then you force him to throw, and Brandon Cooks was his receiver.
Brandon Cooks is pretty good, as Shakira. I mean,
Shakira, yeah,
he's pretty good.
Yeah.
His
He's
hit
pretty
don't
good,
lie.
but I mean, also in that game, didn't Dalton Kincaid get knocked out? as
He
well?
did. Yeah.
And I really think that's probably truly his favorite target.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a safety target. Safety net target there is Kincaid.
I will say James Cook ran all over the Broncos.
No, he did. He did.
And I think that bodes well for the Patriots because they've got the two guys that can run plus Drake May. If the Broncos don't shore that up, it'll be a long day for them and be nice, easy money for me. So
Let me tell you
Yeah,
the
well-
problem that your Patriots have is that Drake May, while he's been doing relatively well this year, he's a good player. Booty was making some catches that were unbelievable, making him look extra special. And he's still a young guy. You don't know for sure. He comes out in this environment going to Denver. I told you guys I went to a game in Denver with when the Redskins played. And it's a different sort of place. It's so loud. I don't know. I feel like this is going to really test him. And I'm going to say he's going to fail that test.
I'm looking forward to
It's
it.
going to be a fun game to watch, especially for us here on the sideline, because that's kind of
Yeah, there's a little
a
friendly.
little bet here. But I think the bigger game this weekend, speaking of loud crowds and big ones, I think
Rams,
the
Seahawks.
Rams Seahawks is
Hmm.
going to
So
dominate.
start us off with that, Scotty. What are your thoughts on this game? Because I know you've been a Rams guy.
And I think Mark has as well. I've been kind of Rams all year, but when I look at this matchup on this shoulder, I've been saying the Rams, but like on a 1 week thing, I'm kind of thinking the Seahawks.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna stick with the Rams. That's my pick this week. I think they're due to go off on offense. Devontae Adams, I think every week's gonna get healthier. Puka's the best player in football, in my opinion. And Stafford didn't have the best game, but at the end, he got hot last week, had some
Yep.
good throws. And I think I just feel it. I think the Rams are going to
I
win.
think this is a tough defense to get hot to bank.
It
on.
is.
It's a tough defense to think they're going to get hot. What they're doing there on that side of the ball is crazy. If you think about it, the 49ers have been putting up points. They haven't had trouble scoring with whoever's been playing quarterback and whoever they put on the field. And Seattle held them to 6 points, and they didn't take a single snap in the red zone.
It's crazy. They kind of San Francisco irritated me because we talked about this off. They gave up in the second half. I mean, due to injuries and so on, they're putting their backup quarterback in.
Yeah.
McCaffrey was
They waved the white flag.
They did,
Mm.
and maybe they would have put a few things up in the second half, but they just ran the clock out.
Yeah, they packed it in for the year.
I think Salah was already in Tennessee by the time that game ended, right?
It's crazy to think about that. I don't want to jump to it yet because I want to hear your pick, but we'll get back to Salah in Tennessee. Go ahead with
Oh, my pick is all in on the Rams.
the Rams.
Although, I mean, I've said it all along. Again, it's kind of like Indiana that I've been kind of down on Seattle. Seattle keeps proving me wrong, and it's Sam Darnold proves me wrong. Charbonnet is out now. You probably saw that he had the torn ACL. So I don't know what that does for their running game, which has been pretty.
They still got their main running back.
Yeah,
Walker.
they do with Walker.
But-
So I don't know if it's going to do much, but Darnold has just been really good, and he was good in that last game too. So as much as I think the Rams are still going to win the whole thing, if I'm going to pick, I think the Rams beat either the Patriots or the Broncos. I think they beat the Seahawks this week, so I'm going to stick with them. I had said that early on, the Rams, and I still believe it.
I should know this. What's the early? What's the late?
Patriots early.
That's what I
Seahawks
figured.
late.
That's what I
West Coast
figured.
thing.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. I've said it all along. I think Darnold would choke on a game this late, like he did in Minnesota, and we weren't expecting much of it when he was with the Jets. But I just think this Seattle defense is too good. They're gonna find a way. You may let Puka get his, and you hold Devontae, but I just think Seattle wins by a field goal, and it's 2.5 right now. If it gets up over 3, I may change my mind. But if it's under a field goal, I'm just going to stick with Seattle at home and having the advantage, and that their defense plays this time of year. And Matt Stafford has spent a lot of time playing indoors. You can get out there in that cold, it might be a little tough for him, no matter how long he's been in the league. So that's where I'm going to go with that.
Although he was
That's
pretty
true.
darn cold last week, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
he started to
Yeah.
look like Matt Stafford that second half. So
Right.
I don't think
yeah.
that's going to bother him.
Good receivers on both sides of the field. in
Yeah,
that game, man.
it'll be fun to watch. So
Yeah.
it might be the better game of the weekend for the.
And by the way, that one pass that Darnold threw to JSN, right in the corner of the end zone, he's rolling left, throws the ball, and when they showed the picture from him behind him, it's unbelievable that he got the ball there and I mean, it was just a great catch, it's crazy. So he's got the skills to do it.
Yeah,
But I think it's going to be tough, but it is going to be a good game, likely to be a better game than the Patriots Broncos in terms
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
But
without a doubt, just especially with Nick's out. So, but back to Salah. It's interesting to me that Salah is the front runner now. The Tennessee GM is a KC guy. Everything we've heard, and I don't know about you guys. I thought we were all on the same page. Matt Nagy was the guy. And in the 12th hour, they're turning over to Salah. It just doesn't make sense that you're going defensive minded when you've got all the offensive weapons you just went and spent a boatload on.
Yeah.
You'd think you'd go get somebody to unleash that weapon. But maybe I'm crazy for thinking, and I didn't think Salah was that great with the Jets. So
has anyone looked great with the Jets, though? I mean, Aaron Glenn, it looks like that guy is just lost. He looks around and he gets on the field, and I think he kind of just.
crazy thing is they're going to be spending about $55 million on quarterbacks that won't be on the team next year.
Including who?
So they got to pay Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields
Oh, jeez.
because they don't think Justin Fields will be there. So
Where's Fields going, you think?
who knows? He might not have a job.
He'll be somewhere.
He'll probably be a backup somewhere. But he's not going to play for the Jets. They're going to find a way to get rid of him, I think. And
Yeah.
they'll go build in the draft and try to start fresh.
Think about all the teams that had the need for the head coach, and yet Aaron Glenn is still there. And that team is just horrendous.
The last time, I think it was 2022, that there were 10 coaching spots open.
Yeah, I need an Excel spreadsheet.
And of those
Yeah,
10,
you
when it
can't.
happened in 2022,
Yeah.
only 2 still have a job.
Really?
Only 2. And I think it's I'm going to blank. I think it's Minnesota's one of them. I think it's the O'Connell guy, right? That's his
Yeah.
name. He's one of them, but only 2 of the 10. So
Isn't it better to be fired in the NFL than it is to just what they say part ways?
yeah,
Because I think there's a benefit to being fired that you're released
you get your
immediately. You can
money.
go get your job.
you get
can
your
look.
money.
Yeah.
If you like the parting of the ways, that it's good for the organization. So like Tomlin parted ways with the Steelers.
Kingsbury did the same thing.
Yeah, and if anybody, well, the Steelers own Tomlin's rights. I don't know about Kingsbury, but if anybody wants Tomlin to coach, they got to trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's not just this year; it's next year too, because I think it's the longevity of his contract.
What about in college?
What do you mean?
Can Tomlin go coach a college team?
I think he could go coach in college because it's different.
He was spotted this weekend at a college basketball game in the stands.
And his daughter's gymnastics.
Yep.
I saw that was the lean in, but they had Tomlin was down at UGA.
Yeah.
There's word that there's going to be a little shuffling in the coordinator side at UGA, maybe with Bobo going out. I mean, I don't know if Smart and Tomlin have something going on. That might be something to do to pass time. His daughter's there.
Can you imagine if Tomlin takes like an OC job with Georgia? That would be pretty remarkable. I can't see it happening.
I mean, in any job, any job on the football staff, if they said, we'll give you all this money, you come work with us as some type of consultant guy, the recruiting
skyrockets.
Just for recruiting purposes, you put him on the staff to talk to kids when they come to town.
Yeah.
Or something. It's probably not. He's there solely just to see his daughter.
Let's just say though, it's breaking news. Breaking news here on the sideline. Tomlin is going to be the new OC at UGA.
Yeah,
that's the breaking news.
A lot of UGA people will probably be happy about that, but we'll see. But one thing we didn't talk about. Sorry, I'm gonna pivot here because we didn't talk about the end that throw from Caleb Williams at the end of that game.
Oh, to send to overtime.
And it's overtime, and then they ended up losing. But still, that's a heck of a
pretty impressive.
That's probably the best play he's had all year, right? I mean, that was when he needed to make that play. That was pretty.
He made
pretty
cool. Those in the playoffs. I feel like he showed up a little bit and showed out that they're going to compete. So there's some good young talent under center. I think we're going to get to see in the next couple of years. It's fun to watch that turning of the guard. Because Stafford's maybe got one more year. Rodgers is pretty much done, right? Brady went out a year or two ago. So the Breeze went out. So you got all these guys that went that we're so used to watching. Now there's some young guys coming up, and hopefully they can stay healthy. We get a guy like Jaden Daniels, had a good rookie year.
Yep.
Get him back. You got Caleb Williams. You got Drake May. You got some guys that might be the ones that can to carry the torch.
Hey, speaking of plays, we have to address the last play in the Broncos game, almost the last play, about the interception that was, in my opinion, not an interception. And great for the Broncos. They get to win that game and go on, but no chance that's an interception. And what a shame it is the NFL now has got to the point where you can make a catch. You can go to the ground. He's on his back, plays dead, down by contact, and yet the other guy takes the ball from you and runs away with it, and they call it an interception. Then they look at it closely and still call it an interception. If I'm a Bills fan, I'm pretty upset.
I can't wait
about
to hear
that.
your take on it, Scott, because I talked to Mark about this yesterday.
Yeah. I first thought what you said, but then I read some stuff on it, and I tend to now think the other way because we're looking at it in 1/1000th speed. They said that's how slow it goes, 1/1000th. So I'm not going to get the wording right if people are going to challenge me. What a catch is to be completed, because you catch it, you have to do it and then finish the catch on the ground.
Correct. You've got to carry it all the way through.
Carry it all the way through on the ground. And the amount of time he was actually on the ground was probably like 100th of a second. Just so fast like that when the ball came out. So I think it's not so cut and dry either way. And I believe the call in the field at the time was an interception, correct?
Yep.
So it's hard to overturn it. So I think it could have, I bet if they didn't call it, it would have stayed a reception if they would have not called it interception. That's my opinion on reading stuff. I'm not an NFL referee, but they talk about they should only be allowed to go so slow on those reviews.
Yes.
They should only go like the 150th or something like that, because 1/1000 skews everybody's image. It's going so slow.
I was telling Mark yesterday, I was listening to Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco's talk, and they both 100% were all about it. Right. They got the call right. And today I saw it while you stepped out for lunch. Joe Burrow
I saw
put a post out, and he said that people need to stop talking about the refs because there were the two calls. I forget the other one he was talking about.
the other same thing that
Yep.
happened in the Bears game, right?
I think it
Was it the Bears game? The other thing that was
Yep,
not
similar.
called,
Yep.
called a catch.
Joe Burrow said they were both absolutely right.
I saw it.
And it's interesting to hear from those guys that play at that level and are paying attention to the game as well. So I know we critique the refs quite a bit. My big thing, and I talked to Mark about it off the air, was consistency, right? Just get these guys to be more consistent. We saw it with at college with the pass interference call that they didn't call late, and they sometimes let guys play where they can battle with the hands, and sometimes they don't. And what again last night there were some cheap shots we talked about in the CFP where most of those times those are going as a 15-yard penalty, and they didn't call some cheap shots that were taken at Mendoza. So just getting these refs to be a little more consistent and sticking to what they tell us, because I think that creates some of the issues that come about.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not one to blast the referees after because they're people.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
are.
people make mistakes, and it's a quick,
The
hard
game does move fast, and
decision. And I think for the most part, they're doing the best they can. And I can pretty much guarantee you, anybody that's complaining and pardon my French, bitching online about this is going to do a lot worse than the actual
Yeah.
ref that's out there.
They make a lot. I mean, it's amazing what they do.
Yeah,
But for me, the problem didn't have anything to do with the refs because in live time, it was an interception. We all looked at it. It's like, oh, yeah, he
you talk about
intercepted
the
it.
review booth or whatever.
Right.
That I guess that would be where my complaint would be, the consistency in the review booth,
Mhm.
right? Like, because I don't feel like that always happens. So when I was talking about obviously the personal fouls and those things, they've got to be more consistent. And the pass interference with those things, you can't call it in the second quarter and not call it in the fourth because it decides a game.
Right.
It is what it is. If they don't want it to decide a game, the players playing shouldn't make the play that's illegal.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree.
But the consistency part in terms of the booth as well, it feels like almost sometimes they just choose who they want the call to go in favor with sometimes. And I know that's not fair to do to them, but like you said, they're slowing it down to 1,000.
Hey.
They can see things.
I like the way the ACC did it this year. I think they're the only conference is when they went to the booth, they had it on TV.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you heard them talk about it in the booth. You know, if
Oh,
it's
that was
the
cool.
Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, they just come back with it. But the ACC, they take you to the video room. And so you can hear them talking about it. And so I feel like that kind of
Get you a little clarity and
gives you clarity and gives you a little more confidence in what they're doing. Even if you disagree with the call, you can at least somewhat hear the steps that they went through. The three guys are pointing at this, and this. Okay, this is what we're going with. This, great, yep, this. You know, and it's.
But here's, I would go back to that, my final statement on this play. If that receiver had caught the ball and rolled once and then laid on his back and the guy took the ball from him, would that be an interception? We would have all probably watched that. No, he rolled and he had it.
He's completed the catch.
He completed the catch, though, when he's on his back in full possession of the ball on the ground. The other guy touching him is merely now downing him.
there was no football. So the big thing I
But
think
what if he hits the ground like that and then drops the ball?
But he didn't.
No.
See, he had full possession. He was on his back, even though it was for a split second. But he is in full possession of the ball after the catch, landing on his back. He's made the catch and he's gone to the ground. He's completed the play. I mean, do we say that, well, he hasn't rolled around and really completed the pass? I mean, I think at that point and the other player touches you and you're in full possession, I don't know. It's hard for me to get my head around the fact that I'm going to take it out of your full possession and it's an interception. It's just because you didn't roll around long enough or whatever. It seems a little weird to me. So not a
Like I said, I'm
referee.
not a referee, and it's a confusing
like
call
one
for
of
the
those-
reception, but I definitely see your point, and for the most part, I agree with
it's
you.
like the football move,
It's
right?
yeah,
Like there's times when you're on your feet, you've got to make the football move,
Yeah.
right?
No,
And
I appreciate that because those guys are still on their feet. And once you're on the ground, where's the football move? What are you going to make? A
But you
football
see
move by rolling?
a lot of times when somebody catches it and then they roll over, they have it, and then they hit the ground on this side, the ball pops out.
yep, it's got to be completed all the way through the
No
contact.
catch.
That's
Incomplete.
because it's not full possession when he's on the ground. This guy clearly had possession. You can see him on his back with the ball in both of his arms.
How long does it take for possession to occur?
Exactly. Well, see, now we're going to get into that. If it was a full
That's
second.
that was a football move thing, and I don't.
It's 2 steps normally. They've got
2 steps.
They
where
got to
he
make
hit the
2
ground, and he probably had it for less on the ground, less than say
Probably did.
tenth of a second.
Yeah.
because it's the same thing we've talked about it. Like the catch, guys stretch out, going to the
Mm-hmm.
on the sideline, get two toes down, catch. They can have complete possession there. They hit the ground, that ball comes out. It's no longer a
Yeah,
catch.
that's right.
So
That's right.
It's not. There's no right or wrong, I think, here because it's that rule. None of us are referees, and they probably understand it better. And
Well, what you said,
That's-
Scotty, is right. If it was called a catch on the field,
it's hard to go
it
back.
might have stayed a
I
catch
think it would have.
because then they can't overturn it unless there's conclusive evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, but I was and I'll go back and say that's too bad, so sad, Bills fans.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it kind of worked out well. It was pretty exciting. We got to see
Mhm.
the Broncos win the game, but I do feel bad for not because Josh Allen is crying, but because McDermott got fired and he didn't deserve to get fired over that.
Yep.
So there you go.
I think it wasn't necessarily over that. It's that there's Super Bowl expectations for the Bills, and they haven't made it to a Super Bowl.
Even think about that. If this guy he almost got to the championship game and he's 98-50 and his record in 9 years up there, and they fire him because, I mean, it starts to look, because if he'd won the Super Bowl this year, he'd probably have gotten a big giant raise and they'd keep him for at least one more year until they get angry and fire him again. But-
Yeah.
I think they just want to go into the new stadium with a new coach.
And also, I agree. That's a big thing, and they get paid a lot of money, so each game matters.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I
his
mean-
whole staff is fired too. I guess so.
I mean, they're going to have the choice of,
The new coach is able to pick who they want.
well, this new president of football operations gets to decide. So again,
Yeah.
that's surprising. The more surprising move than anything that guy got promoted, and he doesn't know talent really. He hasn't drafted much for talent.
Be interested when Belichick takes a job.
I've heard that rumor.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that
Yeah. Who
Wait,
knows? We'll have to wait.
going
and
to
see.
the
We'll talk
NFL?
about that.
going to the Bills.
Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Is there a
talk.
rumor about that?
Well, maybe that's how come they move him to president and bring Belichick in. He's coaching GM.
Yep.
Wow.
Open the
Wow.
job up, and then there you go.
Breaking news here on the CYA Sideline Podcast. Bill Belichick.
Rumor mill. We like to pick up on those rumors, but
Yeah.
you know what else we also like? We like a little trivia. So,
Hmm.
Scotty, what do you got for us this week? With did Scotty make that up?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I feel like I got a fun one today.
Ah, all right.
And we're all in on NFL now that CFP's over. This is an NFL question. Okay. Since the history of the Super Bowl, what time zones, rank them in order, the time zones with Super Bowls won? We got 4 time zones: Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific. Rank them with Super Bowls won. By time zone.
Ooh. All right.
This
I'm
is a
gonna
question
go.
you probably never heard before because I haven't. And I just made it up.
Now,
I gotta say,
When you-
I think
let me ask a question. Super Bowls, you're saying Super Bowls
by teams, right?
By
the
teams, exactly. So last year, the Eastern time zone gets credit for 1 because
Yep.
Philadelphia won. So there's been
I would say
Oh, okay.
Eastern's. In my mind, I'm gonna go Eastern, Pacific, Central, Mountain.
no.
Oh, this is an easy one.
Okay.
Scotty, I think I can nail this one. It is definitely Central is number 1. And I'm going to say number 2 is Eastern. Is that what you said too?
No.
No. And number 3 is Pacific. Number 4 is Mountain.
You're wrong, but you both got one thing right. Mountain is last.
Yes.
You were right on the first one. It's Eastern. So they're both wrong, folks. Here it is. Eastern, number 1. Central, which you thought was number 1, is number 2. You had them at
Yep.
number 3. Pacific, number 3.
And then Mountain.
And then Mountain.
You know why? In
number
my
4.
mind, I just remembered I was thinking Pittsburgh Central, Pittsburgh and Dallas
Yeah.
with 4 apiece. And I thought, wait a minute, or more than that.
How many NFL teams are in the Mountain time zone?
Whew.
2.
Name them.
Denver. And Denver.
I think Denver's it. They're the only ones.
What?
The only ones
Yeah,
Super
'cause-
Bowls in the Mountain. Time
Well,
Zone.
Yeah.
so here's the crazy thing.
But I think you could say that
Arizona goes because they
They
fluctuate.
go- they
Yeah,
fluctuate.
fluctuate,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. It was my guess would have been Arizona and
But they haven't been there that long.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking,
well,
they were St. Louis Cardinals and
I mean,
right,
they've
then
been-
yeah, they went to Arizona and
for
then the
a
Rams went to
while.
St. Louis.
25 years.
at
It's
least
been that long?
I'd say 25. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been at least the 2000s.
Wow, I'm
Yeah.
getting old.
That's a lot of trivia right
Oh,
there.
Scotty's
Nice.
getting old.
Yeah, there we go. We were.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
close, but interesting trivia there. So,
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, that'll wrap it up for this week's episode. We have a.
so real quick before we wrap it up,
All right.
I just want to confirm our picks for this week. Give them to me, just the teams on the NFL.
Denver, LA Rams.
Patriots, Seahawks.
Okay. And I'm going LA. We all got something different. LA, Patriots.
There you have it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and mash that like button. Give us a follow. We'd love to have you checking us out on a weekly basis and comment. And we'll try to respond back to your comments. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for checking us out. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at CYA Sideline Podcast. Thanks for watching.